So this is pretty fascinating. Someone actually posted this on the subreddit, reddit.com/r/progressive voice. Make sure to go over there and subscribe. But it's Cenk Uygur who's running for California 25th District in California. He's running for that seat. And he goes on this radio show called the Talk of Santa Clarita. Santa Clarita is inside of California's 25th. And this is a guy who seems to be a more centrist-leaning guy. He is Christy Smith's buddy. And he's had her on a couple times, and it's cool that he's having Cenk on, of course. That is very cool. And it's going to get a little bit testy. It's going to get a little tense here. It's very interesting. And Cenk is going to kind of, go off. They're going to kind of go off on each other a little bit. So the question here is, a lot of people have been saying Cenk is a carpetbagger, even though he lives like 20 to 25 minutes away, which is hilarious. So he's going to respond to those allegations, and he's going to respond to that criticism.
We're very loyal to this district and see it as an area of, like, they expect you to come from this district.
Okay, then, Stephen, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So now you happen to, it sounds like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like, based on the conversation we're having, that you're more in the Christy school of thought, not that you're supporting her.
Okay. No. Christy is a friend. She's been on the show several times. But what I think a lot of the Democrats in this area feel is, she's from this area. She grew up here.
Okay, so I'm about to ask you about that.
Okay. So she grew up here. She worked with Katie on her campaign. They campaigned together. Katie has basically given her blessing to Christy to take her seat.
Well, wonderful. She's handpicked. Okay.
No, endorsed her. It's not handpicked. It's just...
It is handpicked. She literally said handpicked. In a tweet, she said handpicked.
Okay, fine, but that's not, like you said, primaries. But it's still an endorsement. It's saying, this is who I would like to take my seat. If you supported me, this is who I think you should vote for. And Christy also knows the Democratic Alliance for Action, knows the young Democrats in this area, the Antelope Valley. She knows the Simi Valley area.
Antelope Valley? Really? She knows anybody in the Antelope Valley?
I'm willing to bet she does, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, what I'm saying is she's been around this district for a long time, her whole life.
Okay, so Stephen, here's my question to you.
She's done the work as far as being a representative for the people in this area.
So now I'm going to give you a bit of an extreme example, but we can make it less extreme if you like.
Go
so if you said to me, Bernie Sanders lives 25 minutes from you, Donald Trump lives next door to you, and he's lived next door to you your whole life, who are you going to vote for? That's the easiest question I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders. I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. I don't agree with Donald Trump.
Right.
I agree with Bernie Sanders. And then on top of that, you said, hey, Bernie Sanders is going to move next door to you in a couple of months. Where's the question? I'm going to vote for the person I agree with. So if you say, no, it matters more to me that she lives closer to me than the issues matter, okay, that's fair. And that's your priorities.
Well, I
get it. And some of those people are going to say, hey, I live right next door. I'm going to vote for her. Okay. I'm asking you, who's going to affect your life? Who agrees with you more on the issues? Who's going to fight for you more? Who's going to get your results? If you say, okay, I think Christy is, okay, well, that's fair.
She did.
Okay, if you think, no, I think I agree with you on the issues more, but I like that Christy's a little bit closer to my house. Okay, that's fair. You're going to vote for her. But I think most people are going to say, I agree with that guy, and I think he's going to fight for me. And I'd rather have him, who's going to move here in a couple of months, than someone I happen to live a little closer to at this moment in time. But that's for the voters to decide.
I think what I mean by all this is that this district in particular, people feel that a representative needs to live here to understand the issues that affect this district directly. I mean, how much do you know about CEMEX?
So I know that it's a construction company that came out of Mexico. They've been there a long time. They put up all this dust and pollution in the air. They're not accountable to us. Steve Knight claims that he fought against them. Well, obviously not effectively because they're still here. So look, I'm not one of these guys like Papadopoulos or whatever who doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
He's funny.
Yeah, and he's preposterous, and he doesn't care to win. He doesn't care to represent you. He's in it for his ego, okay?
Right.
So is he going to do the research, and is he going to do the hard work of finding out every single nook and cranny of this district and fighting for you guys? Of course not. What I'm telling you is I am willing to do that. I have done that. I'll do that more and more as we go along, especially as your representative. But you're asking me questions, and as you can tell, I know them, right? And that's because I care. I care to learn it. I care to represent you guys. I care to fight for you guys. If I'm going to be your representative, I got to know what drives you. How pissed are you about the water in Simi Valley being poisoned by Boeing? How mad are you about the shootings? How mad are you about the fires? What can we do about it? How can we fix it together? How are we going to fix the traffic coming down Route 14 from the Antelope Valley? Maybe the better idea is to create more jobs in the Antelope Valley, to create more jobs in the 25th District so we don't have this goddamn traffic problem. So those are the things that I care a lot about. So you got to ask yourself, if somebody came in here and didn't do their homework and you sense that they were not genuine, you say, okay, you know what, that guy's in it for himself, I'm not interested. Does it seem like I'm not genuine? I mean, you could disagree with me,
look,
but...
Man, I don't disagree with a lot of your beliefs. Again, just more pragmatic about it. But...
it's okay.
No, but... You know, it's the same thing with, like, when I interviewed Katie the very first time. I literally was just writing down, thinking about the district itself as I was interviewing her, and running a checklist of, like, what she needs to win if she's going to be a viable candidate. And the thing that stuck in my head more than anything else is she grew up here. Because I kept seeing that being a problem with every other candidate the Democrats have been putting up, hadn't grown up in this area.
But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every day you come on air and you say you're friends with Christy and you tell people, oh, no, you can't win unless you're from here. You can't win. No, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's not true. No, the people are going to get to choose. They're going to choose based on issues, based on what actually drives them in their personal lives. So I don't agree with that. And the good news is, no matter what we agree or disagree on, Stephen, is the voters choose. I will not let the corrupt Democratic Party handpick anyone for you. You choose.
Okay, and I'm not endorsing Christy here or anything like that. I am just looking at paper and thinking about in terms of, and I mean, for example, you call the California...
Come on, you're looking at paper, Stephen. Look, be real, be real. I'm being super real, honest, genuine. I think you can tell. I think that's fair. You're friends with Christy. You're not friends with me. You don't know me.
I don't know you.
So, come on. You tell me you're being fair and objective? Come on.
I am asking, look, same question I put to Brian Caforio about living out here, you know, as being a carpetbagger.
This is now like your 8th question about it. Do you want to ask me about Medicare for All? Christy doesn't want Medicare for All. So that...
Neither did Katie. When Katie...
Then she switched on it.
Yes, but when she was campaigning, she said in a pragmatic way, I have no problem with Medicare for All as long as we can find a way to pay for it.
And she won by 9 points, even though her stance was Medicare for All. Why did Christy change... Why is Christy against Medicare for All? Well, Katie won. Katie won being in favor of Medicare for All, and she won by 9 points. She won easily. So why did Christy change? Dude. Why did Christy change? Why did she change? She changed because she got her marching orders from the Democratic Party. We all take money from drug companies. We all take money from insurance companies. Christy, if you want us to anoint you and handpick you, you will not be for Medicare for All. I don't care how popular it is in the Democratic Party. I don't care how popular it is in the country, and I don't care how much it gives people health care that they desperately need. You have got your orders, Christy, and you will follow them. And you know that's what happened.
Wait. Again, maybe Katie came out for Medicare for All after she was elected. But when she campaigned, I interviewed her 7 times. She never supported it until there was a definite way to pay for it. That was always her concern. I have spoken to Christy several times about the idea of Medicare for All. And she has had the same response. There needs to be a way to pay for it.
There is a way to pay for it. See, that's all nonsense Republican talking points. Do you know right now there's 6...
So it just goes on me. He just kind of continues to get bulldozed by Cenk here. Cenk, I guess once Cenk is on your show, I guess he's just going to take it over pretty much. I don't think, and he kept asking the same question about the whole carpetbagger thing. But that goes on. Maybe that's for another segment. But I would recommend you check out the rest of the interview. It seems pretty interesting. But they seem to be pushing this narrative of the carpetbagger thing because they don't want to talk about ideas, okay? They don't want to talk about his positions. They don't want to talk about Christy Smith's positions. And I've noticed that corporate Democrats as well as Republicans employ this tactic to basically prevent the people from speaking about any issues. So what does that mean? Like, I've seen Republicans, they try to make out Bernie to seem like this ultra-rich guy so that we can stop talking about Medicare for all, wealth inequality, free college, minimum wage, etc., etc. They don't want to talk about any of that, so they figure out a way to skirt the issue. They do the same thing. What these corporate Democrats have been doing, Christy Smith and her ilk have been doing, what they've been doing is they've been trying to basically shield this entire thing through these old video clips out of context, video clips of Cenk. And another one now is the whole carpetbagger thing. And it's clear, as Cenk explains there, he's obviously taking this very seriously. He's obviously done his homework for the district. He's not a clown like Papadopoulos is, okay? He's not just in this to mess around. And if you don't know, like, I've actually seen video. You can look it up. There's video of him doing, like, events at, like, coffee shops. I saw, like, one of his, where he just spoke to people in California 25 in a coffee shop, and he posts Twitter pictures of meeting up with voters and, talking to them and things like that. So clearly he's a serious person, but you should really make a decision based on who it is you agree with the most, okay? If you believe in Medicare for all and you're a progressive and, don't like corruption and want to get corruption out, money and politics out of our system, why on earth would you vote for Christy Smith? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And so to me, that whole thing is ridiculous, and it's super ridiculous because he is literally 20 to 25 minutes away from the district currently. So you're talking about like a 20-25 minute drive from the district. Do you know how short that is of a drive from the district? That's an absolute joke. Such a joke of an argument, and I found it hilarious that the guy sort of brings up the whole Katie Hill and, her handpicking her and all this stuff, as if that's a good thing, as if that's legit. Like, this is disgusting. This totally just destroys the idea of democracy. I mean, if you just listen to that beginning part, sounds like a monarchy to me. It sounds like, oh yeah, you just handpick your successors. There's no like real democratic voting process. Whoever's next in line in the state assembly line, that's who's next up. They're coronated, they're given the crown, and they're crowned to be representative, okay? Which is disgusting. We should be, a democratic system. And I've seen this so much with corporate Democrats, people who are neoliberals, thinking that it's all just this coronation of the next candidate. No, it's a primary, and you have to win the election by winning over the voters. That's what you have to do. And I find it hilarious that this is just like a mind-blowing thing. But so many people, like if you remember Hillary Clinton, the goddess of these corporate Democrats, probably the goddess of, maybe even Christy Smith, I don't know. But, she became a senator in New York. She never lived there a day in her life. And at the time, she was called a carpetbagger by some folks. So, it's just this bullshit thing just to, again, not talk about the issues once again, man. So, I recommend watching the rest of this. I might maybe do some more segments on this long talk. But Cenk absolutely bulldozed this guy.